Hello, fellow tie lovers. I've been getting a lot of questions about ties, general tie questions. How to clean them, where to buy them, what knots are good when, what's the deal with skinny ties, all kinds of questions. So I want to kind of hit up a video and just answer them all once, and then hopefully that'll, I'll have a reference to send people to when they have a lot of questions. So let's start with knots. When to wear them, what's appropriate when. I would say, they're all, the knot itself is never not appropriate. It's how you wear it. The Eldridge knot, for example, is a very attention-grabbing knot. It commands a lot of attention of your outfit. So if you have a complicated outfit with a lot of patterns and a lot of different things that grab attention, I would recommend not wearing the Eldridge because it will be it'll pull people too many different directions. Also, the Eldridge with a tie like this, with stripes, not recommended. Because when you tie the Eldridge in the top, the stripes will all go haywire. And, it won't make sense. You get a pattern shock thing going on. Now, some people do it anyway, and they say they like it, and that's fine. One of the reasons you like it, and I can look at it and like it, is because we're in on it. We know that it's an Eldridge knot. We know that there's a method to the madness. But you got to put yourself in a position of somebody who has never seen it before. They live their entire life looking at Windsors. So they know the stripes go this way, and then the stripes go the other way. And they need to see that. And when they look at your Windsor and the knot is all, like the stripes are all weird, they won't go, oh, that must be a really cool knot. They instead would think, why is that Windsor knot looking so weird? And, once they get it, and if you have a conversation about it, great. But if they just see it out of the corner of their eye and don't know what they're looking at, they're going to see a big mess of pattern appear. It's going to look like a knot's inside out. It's going to look, whatever. So I would say avoid that by keeping your tie, like this tie right here is perfect for the Eldridge, because the knot itself is the pattern. And they'll go, that's a gold tie, tied in a really cool way. And not, that's a striped tie with a really weird, with some kind of a knot being botched. So keep it there. Now the Trinity knot, on the other hand, with stripes is brilliant, because that knot is symmetrical 3 ways. You get all kinds of triangle patterns, spirals out of it. You get patterns that the eye recognizes as complicated, and they'll go, wow, that knot took a lot of time to put together. And that's a good one for stripe ties. So that's, and then obviously if you're trying to appeal to an older audience, maybe it's best to just stay traditional. You don't want to scare anybody. This is kind of like skinny jeans making an appearance, or bell bottoms happening. Some of the older school people won't like to see it, and they'll be like, you're breaking tradition. So keep your audience in mind. If you're going to apply it to, I don't know what kind of real estate, for example, it's kind of an old school business, maybe keep it, plain. But if you're more of a designer, more upbeat, modern business, then I would say the weird knots, go for it. It's about time we revolutionize, ties. Where do you buy ties? Where do I buy them? I buy almost all of my ties. I get a lot of ties as gifts, because everybody knows I'm a big tie fan, so I get a lot of gift ties, and I don't know how much they cost. But I buy all my ties at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, almost exclusively, because they sell really good ties, they have a good selection, and they have a lot of name brand ties, and we're talking like $12 to $16. This tie I've been using as an example. Look, Calvin Klein tie. You see this at a store, Calvin Klein tie, probably $85. TJ Maxx, $13. I mean, it's the same tie, I don't know how TJ Maxx does it. I don't know how they're getting these deals, but this tie is out of style. It's a white tie with blue stripes. It's out of season. Forget about it. Give it to me. And the thing about ties is you don't know what brand it is. You don't know anything. Like a purse has the Chanel logo on it or the Burberry pattern. Ties don't have any of that. They have no recognition at all. I mean, on the back of it is the logo, but nobody's ever going to see that except for you. So what do you care what brand it is? I say the cheaper the better. The cheaper the better. Because all it takes is a coffee stain and your tie is dead. You threw that money away at that point. You buy an $85 tie and eat spaghetti, forget about it. Never. I get pissed when I ruin a $12 tie with spaghetti sauce. I can't imagine spending $85, or $100 or $200 on a tie. No one knows. No one's ever going to know. What, the stitching is bad? Who cares? A tie takes so little wear and tear that even bad stitching will last you 100 wears or more, So forget it. How do you store them? Roll them up like this. This is one way to do it. You get your tie like this, and you kind of just roll it up, make sure to roll it up so the stitching's on the inside. You don't want to roll it the other way, because then when you put it on, it'll curl out. You look stupid that way. You want it to curl back or lay flat on your body. Or just hang them on a hanger. I hang them all on a hanger. So I have hangers that just have ties like hanging like this, just a bunch of them down the line. And I can see all the ties right away. I can pull them off the hanger. They have that little, they stretch out while they're hanging. It's easy. Cleaning ties, basically forget it. You can't get them wet. Dry cleaning is only sometimes effective. I mean, it depends on the stain. I had about a 50% success rate with dry cleaning. But every time you dry clean a tie, it costs you like $8. You know, and I'm buying $15 ties and spending $8 to dry clean them. It's not really worth it. Stain sticks work sometimes, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Basically, if you spill on your tie, don't hold your breath. But you know, it's already ruined, so you might as well try. But it's probably garbage. You know, I keep all my ruined ties in a pile, and someday maybe I'll make, you know, a lampshade out of them or something. I don't know. I feel bad throwing them away. Maybe I'll do something with them, but what can you do? Skinny and fat ties. Fat ties are more old school. They're more old-fashioned, and they're good on kind of wider people. If you're a very skinny person, you wear a wide tie, it'll make the tie look enormous. It'll make you look like a cartoon. Vice versa, if you're a wide person and you wear a very skinny tie, it'll make you look bigger, and the tie will look so tiny, it'll look like a needle. So, you know, match your body. I'm kind of medium build, so I can wear both. Skinny ties are more modern. They're more hip. Fatter ties are more old school, more traditional. So, you know, keep your audience in mind once again. I want to take this time to just kind of talk about vests. I'm wearing a cardigan right now. I think if you're a tie lover and you have a lot of ties, you should definitely invest in some vests. Some nice V-neck, either like armless vests or long sleeve vests or cardigans like this, because it lets you have a lot of options with knots. This knot right here wouldn't be possible if you could see the bottom, because what's going on down here, basically this tie is way too short. But it's in a vest, it doesn't matter. Other knots, like the E-deity knot or the Merovingian knot, as some people call it, you need a vest with that knot, because the bottom looks too haywire. It looks too weird if you don't have a thing. Right now it's like, focus on the knot, that's it. The second thing that's cool is if you spill on your tie on the bottom, like right now I could have a big coffee stain down here. You never know. You could spill on your ties and then still use them in your rotation, because the vest cuts off, you know, a lot of the tie. So it really increases the lifespan of a lot of your ties. So that's pretty great. How long should a tie be? People say it should be right at your belt buckle. I don't agree. I think it should be a little bit shorter than that. Because if you ever sit, then like right now, if you're at your belt buckle and you take a seat, that tie goes down to like between your crotch, you know? I spend most of my time sitting, and I want my tie to look good when I sit, not so much when I stand. So if I stand up, it's a little bit near my belly button instead of my belt buckle. No one's going to notice. No one's looking down there. You know what I mean? They're looking at my knot. They're looking at my face. But then when I sit, and my tie is like over my knees, I look like an idiot. So I think keep it a little bit higher. I would say keep it a little below your belly button, which is about an inch off the belt line. That's what I do. But yeah, you can't go wrong having it on the belt line. I wouldn't go lower than that, because then you look like you don't know what you're doing. And I wouldn't go higher than that either. I wouldn't go higher than the belly button, because then you're looking like you don't know what you're doing. So there that is. So, you know, there's just some tips for knots and tying in general. I will be coming out with more videos soon. I have a lot of websites that deal in some interesting ties that are sending me some samples. So there'll be some of that coming up. This knot you're looking at here, I know you're thinking about it. It's called the Glenny Double, invented by Mr. Glenny, I think Eric Glenny. I will be doing a video for this knot once I get some ties in the mail. Yeah, so, you know, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Pinterest. You'll definitely be alerted when I make new videos. And it should be pretty great. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time.